This is Peyton Phillips, and I am sitting here along with a very good friend of mine, somebody who I've worked with on a lot of different stories and a lot of different shows that we've had here at the Brookhaven Little Theater, but he has definitely grown, and he has kind of come into his own a little bit in the time that I've known. This is Mr. McClain Boyd, and he is playing the part of Lefou in our version of Beauty and the Beast here at the Brookhaven Little Theater. Thanks so much for joining me, McClain. Go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name's McClain Boyd. I'm 19. I just graduated from the Mississippi School of the Arts under the media discipline. As part of the Brookhaven Little Theater, I've been in, I think, 17 shows. It's been more than I can count for the last 7-8 years. I've been working with Peyton. I actually don't remember how many shows we've worked on.
I really don't know either, but I know it's
4.
I know it's plenty to do to where we at least know each other pretty well. But 4 is a good enough to, I think, to know about something. So let's just start off kind of with what you just said. You know, you graduated from high school with an art school, high school, with the focus on media, which is really simple to this. So what was your experience like in the media department at that school?
Oh, I loved it. I mean, just with our group, we learned how use professional film cameras, professional film software. Learned how to make wrote our own scripts, made our own movies, and I mean, right now as a part of my gap year, I haven't really been doing that much with media, but I'm hoping once I get to college and further on, I'll probably start using it more, especially editing. I love editing.
That is one of the better parts that I've kind of grown accustomed to too. Just knowing kind of like how much footage you capture is really not everything that you're going to use towards the end of when you say. Yeah. So let's talk about when it comes to making media and it comes to storytelling, how often do you think those two things are mutually exclusive to each other? Do you think what part do you think comes first in media storytelling?
Well, I guess that depends on, it kind of depends on what you're doing. Like if you're making a movie, obviously, you have to start with your story. Like what is it you're going to be filming? Mm-hmm. Like what is that person going to say? What are they going to do? Stuff like that. But I guess when it comes to making media, just the storytelling part of it is always present, just no matter what it is you're doing.
That's a good point. So let's flash forward now to let's talk about just your experience right now with Beauty and the Beast. So we all know that this was a show that was somewhat canceled 2 years ago because of the pandemic. So my first question is, were you involved with the original run of the show?
I was not. I was working on my junior projects at the Mississippi School of the Arts, and frankly, I also kind of needed a little bit of a break. I think I was on a 5-6 show streak.
Yeah, that can be a little tiresome, I bet. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I knew I was probably going to help out with Beauty and the Beast once it got rolling, but I
just in a different area now,
like in lights or set design or just anything of that sort. Yeah. Plus, Mom's the costume designer, so I'll be here with that.
Cool, good deal. So now, flash forward 2 years later, everything kind of panning out, life going on type thing. We said at the beginning of the interview that you were playing Lefou. What drew you back to the theater? Was it the fact that you had that 2-year break, or was it something that you saw this opportunity and kind of wanted to go for it? Or just tell me your experience now from the new audition process that we had.
Well, with this show, I won't be able to be part of, the next teen performance, and I'll actually be doing some pre-college stuff before the kids show. Beauty and the Beast is kind of the last show I'll get to do before I head off to college, and once I'm there, I'll have not that much time to be here and be part of a show, but I kind of wanted Beauty and the Beast in a sense to be a little bit of a last hurrah.
Like a swan song type deal. That's really cool. Yeah. I actually didn't know that. I thought, but it now makes sense as you say that, is that, you're right. Me being a part of the BL Teens program too, is that you've always been very intricate in that and just been a good help with everything. But now that you say that, it does kind of make sense that what a good show to kind of sign off on if this is going to be your last performance.
Oh, I'll be back, but it'll be a little bit. Mm-hmm.
So I guess we'll end on this just to kind of give them an idea of going from knowing who you are now and kind of what it is. Tell us about your character Lefou in the show. Everybody's probably seen the movies, the different versions of the show, but what does the character Lefou mean to you, and what does it kind of succumb to in our version?
Well, I guess to be a little bit metaphorical, I've always, like, most of my roles here have always been, that the funny Disney sidekick. Some may even say I'm typecast as it. So, I mean, being Lefou is kind of like, it's kind of being back to what I'm used to doing. Mm-hmm. Like, being that funny sidekick who makes all the jokes and people laugh at. It's kind of where it's like home to me in a little bit.
Right.
But as the character Lefou, I mean, I'm Gaston's sidekick. Anything he wants me to do, I'll do it because, he's the biggest, buffest guy in town. Who's not going to follow him?
Right, yeah.
And I mean, there's different interpretations, with, like, since, Gaston's kind of a bit of an abuser, he treats Lefou a tad bit rougher than he should, tad being nice, we put it. Yeah. I guess the reason why since, back in Beauty and the Beast times, it's like, it doesn't matter what the guy does to you. Like, he's the biggest, strongest dude in town who gets all the girls and can, kill any beast known to man.
Right.
It's like walking with the Ubermensch.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, McClain, I want to thank you for doing this for me. This is going to be a big help for just the understanding of what it's like to be on a level of stage and a level of storytelling that everybody's very familiar with, but making it original to ours. So I want to thank again McClain Boyd for sitting down and talking with me about his role in our upcoming project of Beauty and the Beast. Thanks so much, McClain.
Thank you. Signing out.